opens with the courtroom atmosphere, characters entering, tension rising, establishes who is on trial. Once you confirm the main case, judge introduces charges. First emotional cracks appear between the wives. Ends with a small twist that reveals something unexpected about the case. The morning begins in a way no one expects. Quiet, heavy, and almost strange in its calmness. The courthouse stands like an old monument that has seen decades of pain, secrets, and justice. But today, it's about to witness something it has never seen before. The sound of rustling papers, shuffling feet, and hushed conversations echo through the hall like a storm waiting to break. A long shadow stretches across the courtroom floor as people take their seats, bracing for a day they know will leave scars. The air is cold, too cold. The kind that crawls up your arms and makes your heart beat louder. Reporters sit in the back row with their pens poised, eyes wide, waiting like hunters watching their prey step into the open. The bailiff moves with slow, deliberate steps, checking every corner as if preparing the room for something big. And he is, because this is the day the Brown family walks into court, not as a united group, not as a loving family, but as fractured pieces of something that was once whole. Then the doors open. Kody Brown steps in first. His face is tight, jaw clenched, posture stiff, like he's trying to hold together whatever's left of his pride. His hair is tied back, not wild like it usually is. His eyes scan the courtroom, not with confidence, but with caution, like he's entering a battlefield where he doesn't know where the attack will come from. Behind him, just a few steps, is Robyn. Her eyes are red, like she hasn't slept all night, her hands shaking as she clutches her purse. Every step she takes is slow, almost hesitant, like part of her wants to turn around and run away. Then Christine walks in. Everything changes. Her posture is straight, strong, not a hint of fear. She doesn't look at Kody, not even for a second. She walks past him like he's a stranger in the grocery store. The crowd shifts, whispers rise, but Christine doesn't react. She takes her seat on the left side with a quiet calm that feels more dangerous than anger. Janelle enters next, her eyes puffy from crying, but her face determined. She sits beside Christine without a word. Finally, Meri steps in, slowly, quietly, almost ghost-like. For once, she isn't trying to be noticed. She moves like someone who has carried the weight of 1,000 memories and has finally reached the place where she must set them down. The judge enters, slamming the gavel, an echo that snaps everyone into silence. Court is now in session. Every heart in the room jumps. Every breath pauses. Today, the charge is clear. Emotional neglect, manipulation, coercive control, and long-term psychological harm inside the family structure. It isn't a criminal trial. It's a civil one. But the damage that could come from it is just as devastating. Careers, reputations, relationships, everything hangs in the balance, and each of them knows it. Kody sits down, but he can't stop moving. His knee bounces, his fingers tap the desk, his eyes flick around like he's trying to find a friendly face. But there's none. Not even Robyn looks at him right now. She's staring down at her lap, twisting a tissue between her fingers until it threatens to tear. Christine raises her chin. She's not afraid of this room. She's not afraid of what will be said. She's been waiting for this moment for years, maybe decades, and today, she finally gets to speak. Sometimes, the truth doesn't explode. Sometimes it rises slowly, quietly, until there's no way to hide from it anymore. The judge's voice cuts through the silence. We will begin with opening statements. Christine's attorney stands, tall, confident, and absolutely prepared. But before he can speak, something unexpected happens. Christine puts a hand on his arm and stands herself. Everyone turns. Even Kody looks up, eyes wide. She walks toward the front, takes a deep breath, and faces the judge. Your Honor, she says, voice steady. If it's all right, I want to speak for myself. The judge looks surprised, but not opposed. You may. Christine turns to the room. The silence deepens, thickens, becomes something you can feel pressing against your chest. I'm not here to destroy anyone, she begins. I'm here because my truth deserves to be heard. For years, I carried pain I didn't understand. I blamed myself. I told myself I wasn't enough, that I failed, that I wasn't worthy of love or respect. But I was wrong. I didn't fail. I was failed. Kody flinches. Christine continues. This isn't about revenge. This is about finally naming the things we swallowed for too long. The things we hid to protect a family that wasn't protecting us. The things we endured because we believed unity was more important than our own souls. Robyn looks like she might cry. Meri looks down. Janelle closes her eyes. Christine's voice doesn't waver. I stand here today because silence became too heavy to carry. And if telling this truth helps even one person in this room understand the damage emotional neglect can do, then it's worth every hurtful moment that brought me here. A few quiet gasps fill the room. Christine walks back to her seat, chin high, eyes unblinking. She doesn't look at Kody. She doesn't need to. Courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it sounds like a woman finally choosing herself. The judge nods, impressed but neutral. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. We will proceed. Now it's Kody's turn. His attorney stands, ready to deliver something polished, strategic, well-rehearsed. But Kody abruptly places a hand on his arm, mirroring Christine's move, and stands himself. The room shifts again. Christine looks up, surprised. Janelle stiffens. Robyn's eyes widen with worry. Kody steps forward, his boots echoing through the courtroom. He clears his throat, but his voice trembles. Your Honor, I didn't come here to fight my family. I came here to defend the truth. My truth. Christine's jaw tightens. Kody goes on. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. I know I wasn't always the man they needed. But I tried. I tried to lead. I tried to protect our family the best way I knew how. And maybe that wasn't enough for them. But it was never out of malice, never out of cruelty. He glances toward the wives. I love my family, every one of them. And if they felt abandoned or hurt or unseen, then I regret that more than anything. But I didn't manipulate anyone. I didn't force anyone. I didn't coerce anyone. The choices I made were for the good of the group, even if they didn't understand it at the time. Christine looks like she's trying not to laugh, not out of humor, but disbelief. Kody breathes deeply. I stand here with nothing to hide, and I hope, deeply hope, that the truth doesn't get twisted today. He steps back. Silence follows him. Each wife reacts differently. Christine is stone. Janelle shakes her head. Meri avoids eye contact. Robyn whispers something under her breath, something that looks like a prayer. Then the judge says the words that change the rhythm of the room. We will hear the first witness. Every shoulder tightens. Every heart rate spikes. Everyone wonders who will speak first. And then the bailiff steps out, opens the side door, and announces a name no one expects. Not Christine, not Janelle, not Meri, not Robyn. But a voice steps into the room, a voice full of pain, a voice full of history. And the entire courtroom freezes. Because this witness is someone Kody never thought would stand against him. The session ends here. Right on the moment the unexpected witness walks forward, every eye locked on the doorway. The courtroom holds its breath as the unexpected witness steps inside. The overhead lights flicker for just a moment, catching the dust floating in the air like tiny sparks. The door closes behind him with a slow, heavy thud. And suddenly, the room isn't quiet. It's suffocating. Because the witness is not one of the wives. And it's not one of the older children. It's someone who has never spoken publicly against Kody Brown. Someone who has always stayed in the shadows. Gabe Brown walks forward. His footsteps are slow but firm, the kind of steps someone takes when they've finally stopped running from something that has chased them for years. His hair falls into his eyes, and even though he tries to stand tall, you can see the weight on his shoulders from across the room. Kody's heart drops. His face loses color. He whispers something to his attorney, something desperate, but the attorney is frozen. Gabe doesn't look at his father, not even once. He walks straight to the witness stand, raises his hand, swears the oath, and sits down with a deep breath, as if settling into a truth he can't carry anymore. The judge nods. State your name. Gabriel Brown. Relationship to the defendant? A pause. Gabe's voice cracks. He's, my father. The words echo through the courtroom like something breaking beneath the surface. Kody swallows hard. Robyn covers her mouth, eyes glossing over. Christine leans forward, watching every tiny movement as if she already knows what's coming. The judge signals the attorney. You may question the witness. But before the attorney can even step forward, Gabe speaks. I asked to speak today, he says quietly, because there are things that happened in our family that no one should pretend didn't exist. The room becomes still. Gabe looks down at his hands, the hands that tremble, even though he's trying so hard to be strong. There's something I found, he continues. Something Dad never thought any of us would see. Kody finally reacts. Gabe, don't... The judge slams the gavel. Mr. Brown, you will not interrupt the witness. Kody shuts his mouth, jaw trembling. And that's when everything starts to shift. Sometimes the truth doesn't break a family. It reveals who's been holding the pieces together alone. Gabe reaches slowly into his jacket. The entire room leans forward as he pulls out a small, dark-colored USB drive. He places it on the witness stand gently, almost with reverence, like he's setting down a piece of evidence that carries years of pain. Janelle covers her lips. Christine's eyebrows shoot up. Meri blinks slowly, her expression unreadable. Only Robyn seems to know exactly what it is. Her face turns pale white, and she quietly shakes her head. No. Where did you get that? Kody blurts, unable to stop himself. Gabe doesn't look at him. Your office drawer. The one you always kept locked. The one we weren't supposed to touch. The courtroom erupts in whispers. The judge calls for silence. Tell the court what this is, the attorney asks cautiously. Gabe takes a breath, steadying himself. These are recordings of Dad. Conversations he recorded without anyone knowing. Phone calls, meetings, arguments, plans. Christine's lips part slightly. Janelle's hands tighten around her seat. Robyn looks sick. Meri whispers, "Oh my God." Gabe continues. But that's not all. There are videos too. Things he said about us. About the family. Things I don't think any of us were supposed to hear. Kody stands up abruptly. Your Honor, this is being taken out of context. These were private. Sit down, Mr. Brown, the judge orders. Kody sinks back, hands shaking. Gabe's eyes are wet now, but he holds himself together. Dad always said he was the victim, that we were ungrateful, that he carried the family. But these recordings, they show the truth. They show how he talked about us behind closed doors. He glances toward his father for the first time. Not with love, not with fear. With a kind of heartbreak that cuts deeper than anger. You said we were dead weight, Gabe says quietly. You said Mom was a problem. You said we were obstacles. You said the family would be better off without some of us. Christine's eyes fill with tears. Janelle's face collapses. Even Meri's shoulders shake. Robyn reaches for Kody's arm, but he pulls away, face burning red. The attorney approaches the judge. Your Honor, we request permission to introduce the drive as evidence. Kody stands again, desperate. Those recordings were private, taken out of context. You can't... The judge fixes him with a cold stare. Mr. Brown, if those records involve conversations with other adults, family members, or anything related to this case, they are admissible. Silence. The judge continues. Objection denied. The evidence is allowed. Kody's mouth falls open. Robyn whispers frantically, Kody, sit down, please. Just sit down. But he doesn't. He stands there, frozen, confused, stunned. Like the world around him is crumbling in slow motion. Secrets always feel safe until the wrong person finds the key. The attorney connects the USB to the courtroom computer. The screen flickers. The speakers hum. A digital folder appears. A folder named Family Strategy, Private. Christine gasps. Robyn closes her eyes tight. Janelle grips the bench so hard her knuckles turn white. Play the first file, the judge orders. A click, a breath, static, and then Kody's voice fills the courtroom, clear, loud, unfiltered. Robyn, listen. The others don't matter anymore. They're just dead weight. All of them. Christine, Janelle, even Meri, they're liabilities. If they want to leave, let them. In fact, it might be better if they did. The courtroom explodes. Christine covers her mouth as tears spill silently. Janelle looks like someone punched the air out of her lungs. Meri coughs out a tiny sob she tries to silence. Robyn looks down, shaking. Kody stands like a statue. His face blank, no defense left. The recording continues. I'll do whatever it takes to protect you and your kids. The others, I'm done trying. They want to blame me? Let them. I'll spin the narrative. I'll make sure everyone knows they're the unstable ones. Gasps. Hands over mouths. A woman in the back row whispers, "Oh my God." Kody's lips tremble. That was taken out of context. But the recording cuts him off. You know what? Maybe I should record them. Catch them slipping. Use it later if they try to turn on me. You have to think long-term, Robyn. Christine closes her eyes, pain written across her face. Janelle wipes her cheeks, fighting to stay composed. Robyn bows her head, tears dripping one by one. The recording ends with a final line that sucks the breath out of the entire courtroom. I'll control the story. I always do. The silence afterward feels like 1,000 pounds. The judge is speechless. The courtroom spectators stare at Kody like they're seeing a stranger. Even Kody's attorney steps away from him as if reevaluating everything. Gabe takes a shaky breath. There's more. The judge nods. Proceed. But Kody finally snaps. He slams his hands onto the table. You don't get it. None of you understand what I was dealing with. Those recordings were... He stops. Because the attorney has just opened another video file. And the thumbnail is Kody in his office, sitting beside Robyn, both of them laughing. Robyn whispers something. Kody smirks. The attorney clicks play. Robyn's voice comes first. If Christine keeps complaining, she'll make herself look unstable. Kody replies, that's the plan. A few gasps echo. Christine's face breaks open, rage and betrayal mixing like fire and ice. We'll let her rant, Kody continues. People will think she's emotional, unbalanced. It'll make us look reasonable. Robyn nods in the video. And Janelle? Kody shrugs. She's smart, but she's tired. Eventually, she'll collapse under the pressure. And Meri? She's already isolated. Easy. The courtroom erupts again. This time louder, angrier, more horrified than before. The worst betrayals are the ones planned behind closed doors. Robyn shakes, whispering, No, I didn't mean... It wasn't supposed to... Christine stands, tears streaming, but her voice sharp as glass. You destroyed us. You both destroyed us. Janelle grips Christine's arm, supporting her. Meri wipes her tears quietly, staring at the floor. The judge bangs the gavel repeatedly. Order in the court. But the room is chaos, tension thick enough to cut, pain deep enough to drown in. The judge finally stabilizes the room, though emotions stay boiling under the surface. Witness may continue, the judge says. But Gabe isn't looking at the judge. His eyes are locked on his father. Dad, he whispers broken. Why did you need to control everything? Why did you need to control us? Kody looks back at him, eyes glassy, lips trembling, but no words come out. And then, the attorney opens one last file. A file marked with a date the entire family knows too well. The day everything fell apart. The day everything changed. The screen freezes on the first frame of the video. The wives see it. The judge sees it. Gabe sees it. But Kody's face drains of all color. He whispers, barely audible, No, not that one. Please, not that one. The attorney clicks play, and the screen turns white, cutting off the scene with the biggest cliffhanger yet. The screen glows bright white for a moment, washing the entire courtroom in a cold, harsh light. Then the picture sharpens. A dimly lit office comes into view. It's unmistakably Kody's. The cluttered desk, the family photos facing away from the camera, the half-open blinds letting in a sliver of gray sunlight. The room itself feels heavy, like the beginning of a confession. Kody's breath catches audibly. He leans forward, elbows on the table, eyes locked on the screen like he's seeing a ghost. On the video, Kody stands pacing back and forth. His voice is already agitated, like he's been ranting for a while. Honestly, I'm tired of dealing with it, he snaps. They act like they're the only ones who struggle. The camera angle shifts slightly as Robyn enters the frame, sitting on the office couch. She holds a cup of tea and looks emotionally exhausted, but she listens quietly. Kody continues, voice rising. Gabe's anxiety? Christine's depression? Janelle's panic attacks? They're overblown. All of it. The courtroom gasps. Christine grabs the edge of her seat, tears springing instantly. Janelle's lips part in shock, her chest rising like she can't breathe. Meri shuts her eyes tightly, trying not to cry. Even Robyn in the real courtroom looks sick, like she wants to disappear. On screen, Kody keeps pacing. They all want attention. They want sympathy. And I'm supposed to what? Drop everything? My whole life? Just because they're having some emotional meltdown? Behind him, the camera picks up a faint reflection. In that reflection, you can see him roll his eyes dramatically. Gabe flinches. Christine lets out a soft, broken sound. Janelle covers her mouth, her shoulders trembling. Kody in the courtroom whispers, "Turn it off, please. Turn it off." But no one does. The hardest truths aren't the ones shouted. They're the ones spoken when no one is supposed to hear. The video continues. Robyn rubs her forehead. "They're hurting, Kody. You know that." He laughs. A sharp, dismissive laugh that slices through the room. Hurt. Everyone's hurting, Robyn. I'm hurting too. But I'm not whining about it every 5 minutes. In the real courtroom, Christine stands up suddenly, tears streaming. "Whining?" she chokes. "He called it whining?" Janelle grabs her hand, grounding her. The judge bangs the gavel. "Order. Mrs. Brown, please remain seated." Christine sits, but her body shakes uncontrollably. On screen, Kody drops onto his office chair, leaning back like a man who's bored of the topic. Gabe's anxiety attacks are just teenage drama, he says. He wants to rebel. He wants people to feel sorry for him. I dealt with stress too when I was his age. I didn't melt into a puddle every time something went wrong. Gabe's face collapses. His breath comes short. He presses his palm to his forehead to keep himself steady. His eyes turn red, not from rage, but from an old pain resurfacing. Christine reaches toward him instinctively, but stops herself, respecting the boundary of the witness stand. Her hand hovers in midair, trembling. Kody tries to speak again in the courtroom, but he can't. His voice fractures. The video grows even worse. And Christine's depression? Kody scoffs. If she actually put effort into being positive, maybe she wouldn't be so miserable. Christine's breath leaves her body like someone pulled the soul right out of her. Janelle whispers, "Oh, Christine," and wraps an arm around her as Christine breaks into silent sobs, shoulders shaking uncontrollably. Meri looks at the floor, tears dripping into her lap. Robyn's voice on the video is faint. "Kody, that's not fair." He snaps back instantly. "No. What's not fair is everyone expecting me to carry their emotional baggage, while I get nothing in return. I'm the one sacrificing. I'm the one holding everything together. And they're making me out to be the villain because they can't manage their feelings." The courtroom reacts like a bomb just detonated. Gasps, outrage, disbelief. Even the judge looks stunned. Eyes wide, lips tight. Pain hits different when it comes from someone who was supposed to protect you. The video keeps going. Robyn tries once more, voice gentle. "Gabe has been really struggling. You haven't talked to him in weeks." He cries, "Kody," he shakes. Kody waves her off. He needs to toughen up. Life doesn't stop because he's anxious. And Christine, she needs to stop acting like she's drowning. Thousands of mothers handle more than she ever did. Christine sobs harder, hands covering her face, and Janelle pulls her close. Christine leans into her, breaking open completely, years of held-in pain spilling out at once. She whispers between sobs, "I begged him for help. I begged." Janelle rubs her arm gently. I know you did." Meri cries quietly, hands clenched. Gabe's jaw tightens in a trembling line. A single tear slides down his cheek, but he wipes it away quickly, trying to stay strong. But the wound has been ripped wide open, and everyone can see it. On the video, Kody delivers the final blow. They all exaggerate their problems because they want me to chase them. But I'm done chasing. I'm not responsible for their emotional issues. They need to handle it themselves. I can't babysit adult feelings. The audio ends. The screen goes black. No one moves. No one breathes. Even the air seems frozen. Christine suddenly stands again, her entire face red, tears streaked across her cheeks. "That man," she whispers shakily, pointing at Kody, "is the same man I was told to trust, to follow, to support." Kody looks shattered, like his bones turn to dust inside him. Christine chokes out, "All those nights I cried myself to sleep. All those mornings I couldn't get out of bed. All the days I begged him to listen. He told the world I was exaggerating. He told them I was dramatic." She collapses back into her seat, holding her stomach like she's physically hurting. Janelle stands this time, a voice low but full of fire. "You mocked your own son's anxiety. You mocked your wife's depression. Do you even understand the damage you caused?" Kody tries to speak. He opens his mouth, but no sound comes out. His lips tremble. His eyes fill, but nothing he could say would repair what just played on that screen. Robyn cries quietly beside him, not daring to touch him now. Some wounds don't bleed on the outside. They bleed in the places no one can see. The judge clears his throat, voice unsteady. Witness may continue. But Gabe isn't the same person who stepped into the courtroom earlier. He's smaller now, younger, broken in a way only the truth can break you. He speaks, voice trembling. "I tried so hard, Your Honor. I tried to be strong. I tried to handle things on my own. Because I thought my dad was too busy. Because I thought he had more important things to deal with." Kody finally speaks, voice cracking. "Gabe, I didn't mean..." Gabe slams his hand down, shouting through tears, "Yes, you did?" The outburst shocks the room. Gabe continues, voice raw. "You said it. You meant it. You believed it." His tears fall freely now. "You made me feel like my pain didn't matter. Like I didn't matter. Like I was weak." Christine covers her mouth, sobbing openly. Janelle is crying too, face red and flushed. Gabe breathes hard, chest heaving. "I thought I was broken because of you. I thought I was a disappointment. I thought you would be proud if I just stopped feeling anything." The courtroom falls silent with grief. Kody's face crumbles. "Gabe, son." Gabe looks at him with eyes full of years of unspoken hurt. "I'm not your son today," he whispers. "Not in this room." Kody collapses back into his seat, like his entire world just shattered. The judge has to pause the court for a moment, the emotional intensity too overwhelming to proceed. Even the spectators are wiping their eyes. But when court resumes, the attorney steps forward and says the words that change the direction of the entire trial. "We have more recordings, Your Honor." Christine stiffens. Janelle looks up sharply. Meri's breath stops. Even Gabe looks surprised. And Kody? Kody looks like someone just ripped his soul out. He knows exactly what's coming. He knows what's on the remaining files. He whispers, "No, please, don't play those." But the judge doesn't hesitate. "Play the next video." The attorney clicks. The screen brightens again. A new recording loads. A new secret begins. And it's one that will tear the family apart even deeper than the last. The moment the next video is cued, the courtroom tension thickens like storm clouds ready to burst. Kody sits frozen, his knuckles white against the wooden table. His attorney whispers something urgently, but Kody barely hears it. All he sees is the screen, and the room slowly closing in on him. The video begins. Kody's voice, recorded months earlier, fills the courtroom. But this time, it's different. He's arguing, he's angry, he's dismissive, and the camera catches everything. The sneers, the hand gestures, the complete disregard for the feelings of the women he vowed to protect. Christine's hands fly to her mouth. She can't look away. Janelle leans forward, eyes wide, tears threatening to spill. Meri bites her lips so hard it bleeds, shaking as she tries to stay composed. Robyn slumps into herself, shoulders heaving, clutching her purse like it's the only thing keeping her anchored. "This is unbearable," she whispers, voice breaking. The judge pounds the gavel, but the audio keeps playing. Kody on screen is laughing, mocking, trivializing every struggle Christine, Janelle, and Meri have ever shared with him. "He's laughing at us," Christine hisses, shaking. "Every tear we cried, every night I stayed awake, he's laughing." Janelle chokes back a sob. I can't believe this." Even the spectators are pale, covering their mouths, whispering in disbelief. When someone you trusted betrays your soul, the wounds scream louder than words. The video continues. Kody's voice is cold, precise, cruel. "They think I care too much. They think I'm controlling. I'm protecting my family. I'm doing what's best. They'll understand when it's too late. And if they don't, well, that's their problem." Christine bursts out of her seat, pointing at Kody. "That's your problem? You made it our problem. Every single one of us has carried scars because of you." Janelle rises too, trembling with rage. "You said we were dramatic. You said we were weak. How dare you sit there and lie to the world while destroying us behind closed doors?" The courtroom erupts. Spectators gasp. Some stand. Cameras flash. Kody sits frozen, unable to respond, the color draining from his face. Robyn begins crying openly, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. She whispers, I thought we were doing the right thing. I didn't know he would go this far." Meri, usually quiet and detached, shouts, voice sharp and cold. "You weren't protecting anyone. You were playing God with our lives. The truth doesn't just hurt, it shatters the illusion of who we thought people were." Kody finally rises, face red, voice trembling. "You don't understand. Everything I did, it was for the family. For you. For everyone." Christine laughs bitterly, a sound that cuts through the tension like glass. "For us? Look at what you did, Kody. Look at us. Look at your own." Son crying because he thought his feelings didn't matter. The judge bangs the gavel repeatedly, struggling to regain control. Order. Order in the courtroom. But it's too late. The room is chaos. Emotions overflow. Voices rise, overlapping, pleading, accusing. Kody tries to speak, but every word is drowned out by the wives' cries. Janelle, red-faced, screams, "You think this is control? This is abuse? You manipulated every one of us for years?" Christine leans forward, eyes blazing. "I begged you for help. I begged you to see me. And every time, you laughed at me behind closed doors." Robyn wipes her tears and tries to calm her voice. "Please, everyone, we need to stay calm. The judge..." But the room ignores her. The emotional tension has taken on a life of its own. Even the bailiffs are struggling to maintain order. The spectators sit frozen, wide-eyed, some clutching each other, others shaking their heads in disbelief. Kody drops into his chair, burying his face in his hands. I didn't know it would come out like this." Gabe steps forward from the witness stand, voice low but deadly. "You always knew. You just didn't care. You mocked us, you dismissed our pain, and now everyone knows." The wives turn to him, sharing a moment of silent solidarity, their collective grief and anger merging into one unbreakable force. Some truths are louder than any courtroom gavel. Christine's sobs intensify as she rises again, pacing. "Do you understand what you've done, Kody? You made me doubt myself for decades. You made us all doubt ourselves. And for what? So you could feel powerful?" Janelle steps closer, voice shaking but firm. We lived in fear of your judgment, of your anger, of your constant control, and now it's finally exposed. Robyn's tears flow freely. I thought we were safe. I thought the family could survive this. But it's all crumbling, Kody. Meri stands, voice quiet but cutting. You don't get to gaslight us anymore. The lies end here. The judge bangs the gavel, trying desperately to restore order, but the courtroom has erupted into a whirlwind of emotions. Anger, grief, betrayal, disbelief. Voices shout over each other. Some cry openly. Some stare at Kody like they are seeing a stranger in the body of a man they once loved. Kody is silent, paralyzed by the weight of what has been revealed. His attorney looks helpless. Even the bailiffs pause, unsure how to control a storm this personal, this raw, this human. When walls built from lies crumble, chaos is the only sound left. The screen goes dark. The video has ended. The wives are shaking, the courtroom is trembling with shock, and Kody sits, broken and small, finally facing the consequences of decades of manipulation. The judge finally speaks, voice cutting through the chaos. Order. We will continue this trial in an orderly fashion. Mr. Brown, you may remain seated. But the damage is done. The courtroom isn't just ordered, it's fractured. Hearts are broken. The illusion of family shattered. And one question hangs in the air. How will Kody respond when he realizes there's nothing left to control? The camera pans slowly to Gabe, whose eyes are wet but firm, staring at his father. Christine clenches her fists. Janelle and Meri exchange a glance full of unspoken understanding. Robyn slumps in her seat, the weight of betrayal too heavy to lift. And just when it seems the storm might settle, the attorney clears his throat. Your Honor, there's one final piece of evidence to be submitted. Kody flinches. Robyn gasps. The wives stiffen. The room grows deadly silent. The judge leans forward, gavel in hand. Proceed. The attorney smiles faintly, almost grimly. It's a recording no one has heard until now. A cold shiver runs through the courtroom. Everyone leans forward, and the screen flickers. The final revelation is about to drop. The trial and the family will never be the same. The courtroom is eerily silent after the final recording. Even the air seems thick with tension, heavy and hard to breathe. The wives sit in rigid lines, faces pale, eyes wide with shock. Kody's hands tremble, hovering over the table like he's afraid if he touches anything, the walls will collapse. Robyn sits beside him, her face buried in her hands, silently shaking. Gabe leans slightly forward, eyes fixed on his father. He doesn't speak, doesn't need to. The weight of the evidence, the reality of decades of manipulation and mockery, hangs in the room like a storm cloud, ready to burst. Christine wipes her tears, voice breaking, whispering to no one in particular. How did it come to this? How did we let it get so far? Janelle's face twists in anger and grief. We followed him. We trusted him. And this, all of this, she gestures at Kody, the wives, even the courtroom, was a lie. Meri sits quietly, hands clasped, trembling, staring at the floor. No words come from her. Only the slow, steady rise and fall of her chest betrays the emotion inside. Kody finally speaks, voice small, unsteady. I didn't know it would come out like this. I was trying to, I thought I was doing the right thing. Christine snaps, her chair scraping against the floor. The right thing? You called our pain whining. You mocked our fears. You made us feel small, invisible, unworthy. The judge pounds the gavel, trying to restore order, but the words barely register over the emotional storm. Order. Order in the court. Kody collapses back into his chair, finally silent. Robyn rests her hand on his arm, hesitant, unsure if she is comforting him or herself. The hardest part of truth is facing it, especially when it stares you down in the eyes of those you've hurt most. Gabe clears his throat and finally speaks. I tried to ignore it, Dad. I tried to pretend it didn't hurt. But every time I saw you laughing at Mom, at my sisters, at me, I felt smaller, invisible, And I couldn't tell anyone because you were the man we were supposed to follow. Christine wipes her cheeks, voice shaking. He's not just a father. He's supposed to be the leader of the family. And he betrayed that trust every single day. Janelle's hand lands on the witness stand railing as she leans forward, voice trembling but fierce. We all lived in fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of being criticized, dismissed, ignored. And for what? So he could feel powerful? So he could manipulate every single one of us without consequence? Robyn breaks down quietly. I thought he loved us. I thought I was protecting the family. And now, I don't even know what that means anymore. Meri finally lifts her gaze, and her eyes meet Kody's. We've all been silent for too long hoping things would get better, too long believing promises. And now, we see the truth. The truth that you didn't care enough to hide it properly. Kody buries his face in his hands. The judge leans forward, gavel ready, but pauses, recognizing that the courtroom has transformed into a place of raw emotion, not just legal procedure. Some lessons only hit when the facade falls, leaving only the raw, unvarnished truth behind. Gabe stands, shaking but resolute. Dad, you can't fix this with words anymore. The evidence is clear. Every time you dismissed our pain, every time you mocked our struggles, it was recorded. It's undeniable. And we are done pretending it didn't happen. Christine turns toward her sisters. We have to be honest now. With ourselves, with each other, and with the world. We can't let him manipulate us anymore. Janelle nods, wiping her eyes. We've spent years hiding, adjusting, tiptoeing around someone who should have been our protector. No more. Robyn whispers, voice fragile. I thought I was helping. I didn't know how deep this went. Kody's voice is barely audible now. I wanted to protect you all. I thought it was for the family. Christine's glare cuts through him. Protecting us? By mocking our mental health? By laughing at our struggles? By making us afraid to speak? The courtroom is tense, each breath echoing like a drumbeat of impending fallout. The spectators are frozen, sensing something monumental, historical, and deeply human unraveling before them. Pain unspoken becomes a storm. Pain spoken becomes a hurricane no one can ignore. The judge stands, trying to regain control, but even he pauses at the intensity of the moment. This court will allow a moment for emotional response. But we must proceed. This trial is not about shaming, it is about uncovering the truth. Gabe wipes a tear and sits. His shoulders are rigid, but his spine is straighter than it's ever been. Christine leans against Janelle for support, her face wet with tears, but burning with righteous anger. Meri's hands are still trembling, but her gaze is unwavering, fixed on Kody. The atmosphere is heavy. Every word spoken, every glance, every tremor of emotion echoes across the courtroom. Kody realizes that the power he once wielded has shifted entirely. And then the unexpected happens. A clerk walks toward the front with a sealed envelope. The attorney takes it, examines it briefly, then looks up at the judge. Your Honor, this was just submitted. It's another piece of evidence, and it could change everything. Kody stiffens. Robyn gasps. Christine's head snaps up, eyes wide. Janelle leans forward. Even Meri shifts in her seat. The courtroom collectively holds its breath. The attorney slides the envelope across the table. Inside, there are personal confessions from the family, detailing incidents that have never been discussed in public. Gabe whispers, almost to himself, They can't bring that out here. But the judge nods. The evidence will be introduced. The room becomes electric, each person aware that this next revelation could alter the course of not just the trial, but their lives forever. Some confessions can heal, others can destroy. But every secret has a moment when it can no longer remain hidden. The attorney slowly opens the envelope, pulling out a series of handwritten letters, diary entries, and transcripts. Each document contains personal, intimate admissions about the family's struggles, pain that Kody either ignored or dismissed. Robyn trembles, glancing at the pages. Oh, God, No. Christine grips Janelle's hand tightly. This is it. This is everything we've carried silently. And now, it's out there. For everyone to see. Janelle exhales sharply. No matter how painful, this is our truth now. And it's finally time it's acknowledged. Meri sits up straighter, voice low. We've lived in the shadows of manipulation for too long. This is the moment where it ends. The envelope contents are laid out for the judge to see. He examines each piece carefully, understanding the emotional weight, the legal implications, and the human tragedy contained within. Kody looks around, desperate, panicked, but the court's eyes are on him now. Not with fear, not with admiration, but with hard, undeniable judgment. When every secret is laid bare, there's no hiding behind authority, charm, or history. Only truth remains. The judge clears his throat. We will review these documents before the next session. The court will reconvene shortly to discuss the implications. But let it be clear, what has been revealed today cannot be unseen or unheard. The truth will guide this case moving forward. Christine exhales, exhausted. Janelle squeezes her hand, and Meri nods slowly. Robyn sobs quietly, finally releasing the weight she's carried for so long. Gabe sits back, eyes fixed on Kody, silently saying what words cannot express. The long-awaited reckoning has begun. And just as the session seems to draw to a close, a murmur rises from the back of the courtroom. A figure stands, someone entirely unexpected, someone with knowledge that could tip the trial even further. The judge squints. Who is that? The figure steps into the light, and the entire courtroom freezes. Because this person holds information that could completely rewrite everything revealed so far, the room is silent. The air is thick. Every heartbeat echoes like thunder. The stage is set for a revelation no one saw coming.